The Blair Witch Project, directed in 1999 by two brilliant filmmakers, was the defining element of the horror genre. Before this movie, you didn't see anything like found footage movies, and after this movie, the onslaught of found footage movies is amazing, to say the least. But does it really stack up? Hello and welcome to Steal the Show. This week is Halloween week, and we are reviewing a Halloween movie every day this week in honor of the occasion. And today we're reviewing The Blair Witch Project.
10 days and thousands of man-hours have been unable to produce any clues.
We have a few leads, a few other options we want to take advantage of, and just try to put together some pieces to this puzzle.
Now I can't appreciate this movie fully because I didn't see it on the big screen in 1999, considering that I was born in 1999, but I can't appreciate what this movie did to the horror genre and movies in general. The atmosphere surrounding this movie was insane. People didn't even know if it was real or fake. Now, we now know that it was fake, it's just a movie, but most people didn't. The whole cast and crew were in on it.
She was looking to develop and find her voice. Plus she was interested in documentaries, which my own background is in documentaries.
And it's kind of funny to think how a simple movie like this made such a huge impact on film in general. The basic story of this movie is three filmmakers go out in the woods trying to find the Blair Witch and make a documentary about them. And that's basically it. That's the simplest movie premise ever, but it hit it out of the park and it changed film. You see interview with the people in the town next to these woods, and you see that the whole town is engulfed in this myth of the Blair Witch.
We're doing a documentary about the Blair Witch.
Oh,
have you heard of the Blair Witch?
oh yeah, that's an old story.
They end up going to these woods, they end up losing their map, getting lost, and having to stay nights within these woods. By the end of this movie, these characters are broken, lost, and most likely dead. And that's what I love most about this movie. You see the steady decline of the characters throughout the movie. At the beginning of the movie, the main character really wants to make this documentary, and the other two characters are kind of just dragged along. But she's really in it for the long haul. Throughout the movie, you see these characters become more and more broken, to the point where even the main character, who wanted to start this whole expedition in the first place, doesn't even want to pick up the camera anymore.
You know what? I kicked the... I'm sorry, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but I kicked that fucking map into the creek yesterday. It was useless. I kicked that fucker into the creek.
Now, even though this movie changed the horror genre, I don't think this movie stacks up anymore. We've seen far better found footage movies and horror movies come along since 1999, and it just isn't as special. Some people say in this movie nothing happens, and for the most part that's actually kind of true. It's sad, but it's true. A lot of the time the cameramen are just going like this.
I'm really happy you find it very amusing, that I'm going to be incredibly uncomfortable for the rest of the day.
The saying that nothing happens in this movie can either be good or bad, based upon your viewing point. Good being that it really sells for the realistic filmmaking of this movie, and sells to that it might be real.
Seemed like a great opportunity to interview people who had been passing down this legend for a couple of centuries. Really.
Or bad that actually nothing happens, and you're sitting there for about an hour and a half, and nothing goes on at all.
I think you want to try the other way.
If we didn't have these fucking packs, it'd be so much easier. Is that Michael laughing?
Overall, even though The Blair Witch Project changed the horror genre, it doesn't really stack up like it used to back in 1999. The actors are amazing, and the marketing campaign was also amazing, but nothing really happens in the movie, and a lot of it is pretty boring, just bantering back and forth.
Why are we stopped? Does anybody have Does anybody have a reason why we're stopped? That's all I'm asking you.
This is one of those movies that's good to see once, but after that, you don't really need to see it again. If you have some free time and you haven't seen Blair Witch Project, go see Blair Witch Project, and then you can say you've seen Blair Witch Project, and then you never have to see it again. It's really one of those one-time movies. If you want to see a review on Blair Witch 2, the third sequel in the Blair Witch franchise, go check out Steele's review. I'll leave the link in the description below. If you like this review, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And remember, Steele the Show.
Do you believe the occult may be involved in the disappearance of your son?
I'm so scared.